I was trying to place where I was when I saw it, and I couldn't remember that. What I could remember was seeing the movie and experiencing something that I hadn't experienced before, which was being as an audience member, being allowed to have that much fun in a horror movie. And that to me was something I took with me from that point on, in that you can do something in a genre that you're used to and then turn it on its head. And I remember being so shocked by that as a fan of horror movies and getting to this place where I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was allowed. And as somebody who always wanted to be in the movie business, when a movie shows me I'm allowed to do something I didn't know I was allowed to do, I just get really excited. And that was sort of the thing that stuck with me about the Scream franchise as I got into my career and then eventually getting a chance to make a Scream movie.
I did not grow up a fan of traditional horror movies. It wasn't a genre of movie that I would rush to go see. And I was recently married, I think when this came, right around the time this came out in '96, or the original Scream came out. And we went with a bunch of people, and it was a truly fun experience, which is similar to what William said. And it was the first time that I looked at horror in a different way, which is I didn't mind being scared and in a suspenseful situation when it was fun. And it sort of changed my outlook on sort of the genre of movies.
Every generation, every group of fans, every time you go see it, your expectations are met by the fact that we're going to give you a horror movie that scares you to death, but we're going to have fun with it. It's okay to laugh, and it's going to be culturally relevant to what's going on at the time.
It takes some of the expectations that you have of traditional horror movies and flips them around a little bit. And I think anytime you have something that is hitting a bunch of different sort of areas of enjoyment for yourself, and it is smart, it elevates all of it. The more I looked at it, it was less about what Wes did in filmmaking in the past and much more the responsibility that came on us to make sure that this was something that was authentic to that franchise and his voice. And it's something that we, from the beginning, looked at to say, not only for us in our careers, was it the right way to approach the movie, but if we're really gonna make this and help this franchise continue on, you wanna make sure you're being as close to, because you can never replace it, what he brought to these movies.
For us, he was our North Star of how do we make sure we are true to what Wes and him created, paying homage to Wes, but giving it to a new band of filmmakers that is Radio Silence, and allowing them to succeed in the franchise on their own, but paying homage to the great Wes Craven. Kevin was that for us. He was that North Star. These young cast members just did such a spectacular job and had to run with this flame that Nev, Courtney, and David brought to the table.
And it was hard because when we went into it, we knew who we wanted with the legacy cast, right? And we knew we'd get to the place with the new cast. But you weren't sure when we wrote the script and we first went at that we were gonna get the legacy cast. So it became a very interesting puzzle, making sure we got all the pieces that we believed in and needed for the movie.